Hey, here we go again. Come on, people. So one of the viewers put a comment down about my video looking at the leaves and things like that. It went 3 minutes 15 seconds in, fucking leaves, and then like 5 minutes in, nuts. So fucking what? What's the point? I'm like, I said, well, it's not all about wanking over Kardashians, you know. Some people like that shit. But, you know, a dead person, and I've just been making videos about dead people. And so, well, you know, these new revelations have made things so clear. Because the assumption, what we've always been told, is that we're all the same. And we've all got the same stuff going on, and we could do the same things. But, well, we've known that we can't all do the same things, and some people are absolutely genius and all that. But we've never really known. It's never been a scientific revelation. And I don't even know whether it's a scientific revelation now. The things I've heard about aphantasia and internal monologue and dialogues haven't been revealed by science. So it's kind of like they're keeping that from us. They don't want us to know this stuff, people. This has come about via YouTube, via people's personal observation, and they're going, what the fuck? What? And my own personal discovery came about by my observations and inquiry, talking to other people. And so this stuff's going to blow up. It really is going to blow up, because it's I don't know, it's just so massive. It's so massive that all of our lives we have never considered to anybody to be different to us in here, really. Unless, of course, you know, they're obviously retarded or something like that. But we've always been under the assumption that, you know, we're all pretty well the same and we could pretty well do the same things. And no. There's a vast difference. And so, I won't go there. The thing is, you see, when you are this mind that just is fascinated by the world, you get arrested every second of your journey, because your eyes are just caught by this and that. And, you know, when someone says, so what about leaves? So fucking what? They mean everything to me, because I'm looking at God. I'm looking at brushstrokes of God himself when I look at the world. And, you know, I've been speaking in recent times. I said, I don't know what's going on. It's like, you know, I'm in a dream. Everything's just so amazing. And you know, I was speaking to a female friend of mine. She's standing at the bus stop. And I'm going, when I'm speaking to her, I'm looking at the clouds, because the clouds are amazing today. And I say, do you ever look at the clouds and go, there is a fucking God? And she goes, oh, yeah. And then when I was in, you know, no. Just passed it off like that. Oh yeah, look at, you know, because the only thing she knew about a notion of God is that there's supposed to be a God up in the sky, and it's a Christian God, and that's it, and she doesn't believe in it. Oh yeah, that one. No, look up in the fucking sky at the clouds and see God and feel God. Can you not do that? No, they can't. Well, I fucking can. And so, right then, what I was going to speak about is something a little bit different this time. You see, whilst I'm always speaking, I'm always looking with the greatest of acuity to everything, and this is one of the things that was perturbing to my buddy Mr. Nobody for quite a long time, because he didn't get it. He wanted, you know, my undivided attention, and because I'm always foraging and I'm always doing something else, and I'm always doing the David Bellamy or David Attenborough stuff, you know. Remember David Bellamy? Why? What's in the bushes, in the trees? He was a British sort of naturalist. I guess I look a lot like him now. But I'm just looking at everything, and I'm noticing the smallest of things, and I just noticed those berries there. There's only those 2 berries on that fucking tree, and I noticed them. Where are any of the berries on that tree? I can't see any. I can see the green ones, but them they're red. They're above their time, and so I'm just on it, people. I'm just on it, and I'm on it with lots of things. So the video today, then, I'm questioning this, and it's the elephant in the room. It's the elephant in the room which is going to be with us for quite a while. And the elephant in the room is all those people who have took that in recent years, and if they are starting to know about the ramifications of that, they don't want to talk about it. And this is why when you listen to people doing these podcasts and everything like that, they're not talking about anyone that's took it, because look, I think in Britain it was something like, we've got 65 million people apparently, something like that. Well, it was like I don't know, 45 million, maybe a bit more that took it. So people watching my videos, I'm sorry, but I can't pull punches because of certain people's failings and misjudgment and all that sort of stuff. I've got to tell it the way I see it. And what I can say is, fortunately, there were lots of varying batches, and they were all barcoded, and some of those batches were vastly more sinister than others. And so, for instance, in my building, nobody seems to be affected, and they're all like 75, 85 years old, and they're all still there, no problems at all. In actual fact, they won't fucking die. But there are millions of people, and this is what something Joe Rogan was talking about, and he's because he's saying it on YouTube, then he's a little bit more free now to say these things, because this stuff is coming out in the public domain, and we can say things like AstraZeneca are being taken to court because of this, that and the other, and lots of other companies, because it's out there now, and it's not something that we can't speak about. It's in the public domain, motherfuckers. We're on your case. And so, the elephant in the room. You know, for those that actually took that stuff, and now they're seriously regretting it, and maybe they've got, you know, lots of health problems, and this was one of the things that came about in recent times. It was this news anchor called Chromo, CNN, and he was like, well, any of you that don't take it, you're discussing, you're vile, and you should be this and you should be that. He took it, and now he's got major health problems, and he's saying, well, we didn't know that this was possibly going to be the case, and they can't find what's wrong with me, and you know, he's got all different sorts of problems, and lots of people are going, fucking, what can you say? What can you say for people like that? Those that were vehemently opposed to any of us which have thinking minds. But when you look at it now, people, it turns out that it must have been, you know, at least 90% of those that didn't have internal dialogues, didn't have questioning minds. They didn't even have a monologue inside their brain. They don't think for themselves. They just get programmed by the propaganda machine. And so, oh, I'm going to get my badge. Oh, I'm going to get my badge. And then when they've had it, oh, I got my badge. And then 10 days later, they're dead. What about that comedian, that female comedian? And she's getting triple boosted, and then she falls down and goes into a fucking coma. Yeah. You know, when you look at things like that, you gotta ask. There's some shit going on up there. I'm telling you, people. There's some payback shit that's fucking going on. So we've got to be careful what we say. But yeah, what do we do about the elephant in the room? Now, fortunately, I'm not on millions of dollars a week, month or fucking year. I'm on nothing from this channel. And so I have 100% liberty to say what the fuck I want. And that's my payback, because I ain't never being compromised. I ain't never shutting my big mouth up because some fucker's buying me off. Right, because some of my viewers may be sending me a few fucking quid here and there. And if there is some of my viewers that sent me a few quid in the past, then they change their mind about me now, well, you know, what can we say about that? I'm just doing what I always did, just telling it the way I see it, and you've always loved me for that. You've respected me for that, and so there's no changes with me. The changes is within you. You made an error, you made a mistake, and it may cost you dearly. Right, we're going into a portal, into another dimension now, people. Instantly, you just go into another world. We're going to a canopy. We're going to birdsong. We're going to the fustiness of the woodlands. We're going to the charm and to the spirit. I'm in it, people. I'm in it. Many worlds. We don't need many worlds in fucking other dimensions. There's many worlds here. I've been around the world, 45 fucking countries. Many, many times I've been around the world. And I've seen many worlds. I've seen the most bizarre places on this earth that you wouldn't even think could be on this earth. You'd think it was on a different planet in a different constellation. Many worlds here, people. But not only is there many worlds in this so-called physical realm, there's many worlds here, because it all depends on how you are in here, how you compute it, and what you project onto it. And if you're the sort of person that goes, so fucking what? I leave for 3 minutes 15 seconds, you just put timestamps there, a fucking piece of bark at 5 minutes. You know, well, I'm sorry for these people, a little bit. You know, it's sad in one way, not really though. Look, I'm always, because I'm the Libra, because I actually have an internal dialogue, and I can, you know, and ah with myself, you see how it works. Maybe you'll start to recognize this now with people, because when you see people that are a little bit indecisive, it's because they have an internal dialogue. Those that are not indecisive don't have an internal dialogue. They may have a monologue, and they may just go, oh, I believe in Jesus, and you go, okay then, yeah, you've been hypnotised. Or they may not have that. They may just have a programme. I like working in the factory, it gives me job satisfaction, it wears me out and makes me look forward to my evening beer. Alright, great, I'm glad there's people like you on the planet. That means I don't have to do fuck all, because you do it all for me, thanks. So when we look at things, and you know, I've made lots of videos about the numpty, about the husk, about the automaton, you know, but praise the Lord for all them. I have to be more grateful than anybody, because I seriously do not have to do a single thing ever in my life. They do it all for me, and so they have value, of course they do. And so I'm completely emancipated to sit on my throne and to do what the cosmos has gifted me to do. And so the cosmos designs us all in different ways for different jobs, people. And so it appears that my job is to come up with little things like this. Let's speak about the elephant in the room, shall we? I haven't heard a single person ever mention this on YouTube. It's the Awakened Brave. Leave it to the Awakened Brave. He'll come up with it eventually. The elephant in the fucking room. Who's going to start talking about it? Who's going to start risking all of their subscribers and all of their revenue and all of their advertising and all of their livelihood and all of their riches? Who's going to start risking that? No fucker. No fucker. But if you're on the bottom rung of the ladder, in that respect, you ain't got nothing to risk. And so it's my prerogative, isn't it? So I'm doing it for the whole fucking world. And I'll do it for Joe Rogan. I'll do it for, you know, anybody else who's got a YouTube channel. I'll do it to them, for them. And then maybe they can just make a deposit in my bank account and go, cheers mate, thanks for saying what I wish I had the balls to say. But you know, I earned 50 million fucking dollars last year. Here's 500 quid. I'll go. Cheers, mate. So how do we broach this situation? Because there were an astronomical amount of people that took these things in every country on the planet, and of course there is going to be a great deal of animosity and anger about this the more this stuff comes out. Of course it's still very fringe at the moment because people are really fighting to get it aired, because of course the powers that be are doing everything in their power to prevent it coming out. But you know, the cat's out of the bag, people, and more people are being introduced to this and so-called waking up. But I don't know how. You know, I can only think the only people that are going to be waking up are the ones which were, you know, remotely intelligent, because the unintelligent ones, you know, they're just not going to be waking up. They're just not going to be thinking anything about it. They don't think, do they? And so that's very fortunate for them. And so when they watch themselves get ill with all these different sorts of things, well, it just is what it is, isn't it? But if people start talking about that thing that nobody wants to talk about, even knowing that their audience potentially is 70 or 80% the ones that you're talking about. And so that's kind of like, wow. You know, the ones that haven't took any of that stuff, how glad are we now? And this is one of the things that Rogan was speaking about, because obviously he didn't take it, and Terence Howard didn't take it. And, you know, they're saying like, well, how do you feel now? It's like, fucking, I'll tell you how I feel. And of course, Terence Howard was proper on the case with everything, and there's nothing he doesn't know about it. But you know, what's going to happen? What's going to be the situation with people that are a little bit intelligent, took it and feel absolutely deceived now, angry, and they want recompense? Well, come on people, come on world, get your shit together, grow some fucking balls, and let's go headhunting. It's time to go headhunting. And I said in the previous video about this, any of you that did take it and forced it on your children, shame on you. Shame, real shame. You should be feeling the greatest of shame. And that shame should be energizing and propelling you to do everything in your power to bring the attention to that to other people. And if there's any illnesses in your family now which are inexplicable, oh, we've got no idea why you got blood clots or anything like that, well, you know, there are people that got ideas about that, let me tell you. And so it's time to talk about it. The world needs to start talking about it. The world has to stop turning their face away from the elephant in the room. And so I don't need to say too much more on that subject. The message is clear. Whenever you are in a room, you're going to have to know that at least 60-70% are them. And you know, how many of you guys know someone that has suffered as a result to that very quickly after? Yep. But what I can say, in my region, I don't know anybody that suffered as a result. But I do remember one occasion when I was out walking in the midst of this, and I came upon a couple, and they were about 65 years old, 70 years old, and they're walking the dog. And we started chatting about something, and they were keeping the distance like this. Oh, don't worry. And then I was, asking about the authenticity of this. And, are you going to be taking it? Oh, yes. The old boy said. And she went, oh, yes. And it was kind of like, we trust the government. Oh, yes. And every day, not every day, but a lot of days since then, I have just hoped and wished I wished I could be privy to the information of his obituary. I really do. And then I would have gone, oh yes, I trust the government. You know, looking at me like I'm a piece of shit with fucking cum for brains. You know, these fuckers, they get their recompense, I'm sure. And so at least one of them would have got their recompense, and that way both of them would have, because they'd lost one of their fucking other. But that sort of stuff, you know. And I don't think I'm alone in this sort of glee, because these people were exceedingly violent and venomous towards the non-squirty fuckers, weren't they? Always, you know, wanting to punch us or do something and get us locked up forever, and even get us put on an island, you know, where we'd starve. And I think somebody, it was some news person. It really was. And I don't know whether it was Judge fucking whatever her name is, you know, that bird, the woman of colour, the American woman with a big gob. She's called Judge Judy or some fucking thing. And you put them all on a different continent, and whatever happens to them, it's their fault. We're not responsible for those. And like people were saying, like, are you serious about that? You know what? Just ship them all to a different continent and let whatever happens happen. Well, you know, we've got to make decisions. Oh my God! I hope she's got BLOODCLOTS's as long as her fucking body. I do. And she's the same bitch that was banging on about bomb them, and bomb them. When talking about Afghanistan, what's the solution? Bomb them, and bomb them. Oh, what an abomination of a bitch. Anyway, yeah. So, well, it's all going to come out, people. It's all going to come out in the wash. And the world now is heading for a very, very tumultuous time, because this is coming out in the wash, and because now the powers that be are going to have to do some seriously fuckery to get us to comply with them again, because not in this lifetime. Can you imagine how many people are going to fall for anything which is remotely? Look at how many people now are straight on the case with the conspiracy and, you know, all that sort of stuff. You know, maybe even super over the top, but nobody's missing a fucking trick these days. And so, you know, whatever they do, I can't think they could do anything other than now create some sort of civil unrest in each country and close the country down under some sort of a militia. And that's why I think lots of these countries are importing these young brown men. No brown women, no children, young brown men. Because they know what they're going to do with them. They're going into all the security, they're going into these positions whereby they're going to be armed, and they're not going to have any morals to the country they're in, because they don't know anyone, it's not their culture, and they're probably haters in any case. And so it's fucking payback. So can you imagine the hate these fuckers are going to have for us? So when you see these people gathering around in all these hotels and all these homes all over the country, well, what are they doing? They're just hanging around, aren't they? They're just waiting. They're getting paid. Some of these people, they're getting paid. The hotels are getting paid hundreds of thousands, you know, in a few month period, or, you know, the average sort of price like £4,000 a week to house these people. Who's paying that? Why? Why would anybody be paying that? But it's happening, people. And so, you know, we're getting nearer, something's going to come down. And so I'm thinking that, you know, obviously it's election year for Britain, it's election year for America. And, you know, depending on what happens in America, that's going to be a big turning point, because some bullshit's going to go down, because they ain't standing for Trump. And if Trump gets in, then, you know, that's going to be you know, a major turn down for their agenda again, because he's going to be reversing most of it. If he doesn't get in and there's any fuckery gone down, well, if ever the American people want to relive 1776, or what is it? Yeah, 1776, isn't it? Then, you know, that'll be the time. Anyway, as none of it's real, it's only a dream, I'm just going to go and fucking chill out, do my workout, enjoy myself, and look at the clouds. Have a great day.